Hi, welcome to this new episode, Strengths, What's Right About You. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. That was said by Wayne W. Dyer, and I'd like you to remember that as I talk to you today. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. The conventional approach to development appears logical and simple. Identify areas that need improvement and develop an improvement plan. What if it starts by discovering what makes you exceptional? When you know your set of talents, you feel empowered to succeed by doing what you naturally do best every single day. Our greatest talents, the ways in which we most naturally think, feel, and behave, represent our innate power and potential. When we tap into this source of wisdom and power, we are more efficient. We act with more confidence, direction, and hope, and we are more productive. A strengths-based development strategy starts by focusing on what people do well. It then emphasizes and builds on those strengths to help individuals become even more productive. You can learn only some behaviors to a level of excellence. For example, not everyone can excel at playing the violin, no matter how many lessons they receive or how much they practice. People contribute best in very unique ways. If you follow me on social media, have already read any of my content on LinkedIn, you know that I believe we are all unique and have unique talents to serve and complement others. Fixing weaknesses prevents failure. Building strengths leads to success. Think about that. Fixing weaknesses prevents failures. Building strengths leads to success. The key to personal development is to fully understand how to apply your greatest talents and strengths in your everyday life. While that means paying some attention to areas that need improvement, decades of Gallup research reveals that your best opportunity for success is to recognize and develop your dominant talents and turn them into strengths. Our talents help us to understand who we are. For example, I have worked in management, we'll say decades. So I've worked in retail, fast food, and nonprofit. And I've done well. I have been successful in my roles, but I've always been unfulfilled feeling. I've not gotten a lot of satisfaction. I have not felt like, although I could do what was required of me and do the job well, I just didn't have a good feeling of fulfillment from that job. So when I took the Clifton Strengths Assessment and found out my natural talent, I got a clue into where I should be. So, talents are our innate abilities, what we do without even thinking about it. They are what we do well, naturally. You might even say our talents are hardwired. Back to me. So one of my talents is I'm a developer and I do have high relationship skills. So I like to work with people. In management positions, especially those positions in those industries that I worked with, I was mostly looking at what people were doing wrong, giving instruction. I really did not have a lot of opportunity, besides training them the basics of their job, to really work with them and develop them and build relationships. That was one of the things I was very much lacking in my roles over the last few decades. I didn't realize that until I found out what my innate talents are. Now, secondly, strength develops from investment. If we want to use our talents productively, we must invest in them. We do this by thinking about how we can add our current knowledge and skills to our talents. Additionally, we want to think about what new knowledge and skills we need to be even more effective. We also invest in our talents through practice. As we become aware of our talents, we can practice using them every day. For instance, me, for example, right? I found out that I have people skills, talents with people, relationship building. So I can use them. Actually, I became a coach, so I can coach people and help bring out the best in them. That's one way that I can practice and gain fulfillment using my talents at the same time. The investment of skills, knowledge, and practice creates strength. The ability to consistently produce a specific positive outcome. Let me say that again. Strength is the ability to consistently produce a specific positive outcome. Now, the challenge we face is talent discovery and recognition. We often take our most powerful talents for granted, and many of us may not be fully aware of them. In fact, usually what people think are their talents is referred to, they're calling out their skills, something they've learned, not something that's innate, right? So we all need a little help in discovering our greatest talents. That's where the Clifton Strengths Assessment comes in. So the three things I'd like you to know about Clifton Strengths is, number one, it's grounded in more than 5 decades of research. Okay, that's over 50 years. And number two, it serves as a starting point for self-discovery, such as myself. And number three, it's not designed to be used as a hiring tool. Our innate talents are how we do things, not what we can do well. This assessment, Clifton Strengths Assessment, analyzes instinctive reactions to 177 sets of paired statements. The assessment pulls together important clues to how a person most naturally thinks, feels, and behaves. There are 34 talent themes. These talent themes are categories of talents. These are broken down into four domains. Okay, the 4 domains are executing. That's people with talent themes in executing know how to make things happen. Influencing theme, these people know how to take charge, speak up, and make sure the team is heard. Relationship building is another domain. And people with the relationship building talents have the ability to build strong relationships that can hold a team together and make the team greater than the sum of its parts. Now I happen to lead in relationship building. Strategic thinking domain, the final domain, helps teams consider what could be. They absorb and analyze information that can inform better decisions. Now, I just want to say a side note on that. There's not one domain or even one theme that is better than all the rest. In fact, in the 34 talent themes, how they're ranked in you is very unique. One thing to know is that we do live and work in our top strengths. So out of the 34, it's usually the top 10 or so. I'm probably around 12. When you work with your strengths, you can get a really big clue of how you work. These generally don't change. They may change in order a little bit depending on if you need to aim one. In other words, use it a little more to accomplish things at a certain time in your life. Then it may switch order a little bit, but generally your top 10 usually stay around your top 10. In fact, through all of Gallup's research, remember, over 50 years, they have determined that we are so unique that finding someone with the same top five talents in the exact same order is a chance of 1 in 33 million. That means you are very, very unique. The other thing I want to mention, because I know growing up for me and a lot of people, we're always told to be well-rounded people, right? And I've mentioned earlier, there's not one talent, theme, or domain that's better than the other, because we are made to help other people, to work together, to be teams, to be partners. So our well-rounded teams come about when we work together with our own innate strengths and talents and someone else's that complements us. You can see a real example of that on the podcast that I'm doing, Get Set to Thrive podcast. Shreyas from around the world in India and I have partnered on this podcast. And we do have some similarities, but we definitely have some things that are not the same. And his talents definitely complement mine. He's stronger in areas where I'm not, but I'm stronger in areas he is not. So we make a nice team. So when you look at what you have to offer, what you have is of value. You are unique and you are strong. So instead of looking at what you can fix with yourself, look at what's right with you and what you can make better. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. Coaching using Clifton strengths is successful in the areas of personal development, professional development, team building, marriage enrichment, relationship building, parenting, and much, much more. If you're interested in learning more about what makes you, you, contact me. You can find me here on LinkedIn, on Facebook. My website is michellegunn.com. It's Michelle with one L and Gunn with two N's. And I look forward to seeing you back here with some more information. Bye.